Look down at yourself right now. You are wearing something, and you probably didn't think twice about it this morning. That's strange, isn't it? Every single human culture in every corner of the world has done the same thing. Cold mountains, scorching deserts, humid jungles. It doesn't matter. We all cover our bodies. You'd think the answer is simple: warmth, protection, maybe modesty. But the real story is far stranger than that. Let's start with the timeline, because it breaks everything you assumed. Modern humans have existed for around 300,000 years, but the earliest tools for preparing hides and stitching materials only show up about 100,000 years ago. That means, for most of human history, we were unclothed. And we were unclothed in Africa, in the heat, not the cold. So warmth clearly wasn't the first reason. What about protection then? From thorns, from rocks, from insects? Sounds logical. But if that were true, we'd expect early humans to cover their feet and hands first, since those parts take the most damage. Instead, it was the torso that got covered first, the part already least exposed to harm. That's odd. That's not survival logic. That's something else entirely. Here's where the story gets genuinely fascinating. Scientists studying lice discovered something unexpected. There are two separate types: head lice, which live in hair, and body lice, which can only survive inside fabric. Using genetic analysis, researchers traced the moment these two lice types split apart to roughly 170,000 years ago. That's not a guess from a bone tool. That's a living organism that had to evolve because clothing existed, but that number only tells us when clothing became common, not why it began in the first place. And this is where scientists stopped studying fabric and started studying the brain instead. Because to wear something, you have to imagine a future version of yourself. You look at an animal skin and picture yourself, later wearing it. That takes memory, planning, a sense of tomorrow. No other animal does this. A chimpanzee doesn't pick up a leaf and think, this might help me next week. We do. And the day we started doing it, we revealed something new about the human mind. But there's a deeper layer underneath even that. Shame. Not shame in the moral sense. Shame in the neurological sense. The awareness that you are being watched and judged by another mind. Psychologists call this theory of mind. The ability to picture yourself through someone else's eyes. Dogs don't have it. Crows don't have it. Even chimpanzees show only faint traces of it. Humans developed it completely. And the moment we did, covering the body stopped being about survival and became about identity. Think about cultures where clothing wasn't even needed for warmth. Remote tribes in tropical climates. They still decorated their bodies. Paint, feathers, beads. Because the body was never just a body. It was always a message. And that message grew louder as human groups grew larger. As strangers began meeting strangers, clothing became a signal, instantly telling people who you were, which group you belonged to, whether you were friend or rival. Which brings us back to you, this morning, choosing your outfit without even realizing you were making a choice. That small flicker of anxiety when you feel overdressed or underdressed or just off. That's not random. That's 170,000 years of social instinct quietly running underneath the surface. We solved warmth a long time ago. We solved protection even before that. But we never stopped dressing, because clothing was never really about the body. It was about knowing we were being watched. So tomorrow morning, when you get dressed without a second thought, remember this: you're not just choosing fabric. You're choosing how the world sees you.